Hello, Chelsea fans, and congratulations on the first Champions League win this season. It wasn't the best game of football, but our lads got the job done, and that's the most important thing. And as I promised in my Brighton match day vlog from Stamford Bridge, which you can watch by clicking on the card somewhere here, I would like to have a pragmatic look at what is going to happen this season for Chelsea because we already have 9 matches played and we see some patterns and I want to discuss it. So in this video, we will have a quick review of Benfica's game as well as we'll try to predict the results for this Chelsea season. But before I proceed, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to have a chance to win this Cole Palmer figure, which I bought in the Chelsea's Mega Store on Stamford Bridge. So once my channel gets 100 subscribers, one of you will receive this one. So let's start with the Benfica game, and I will initially look at the squad. I would give a plus to Pedro Neto, to Alejandro Garnacho. Also, I don't know how many more times we're going to see Tyron George's number 9. I don't like this idea at all. Malo Gusto, I would like him to take the break, especially after the Brighton's game. So it was my first match on the Stamford Bridge, and I watched some statistics, and I expected basically Brighton to score. So they are tough to beat. But I wanted the win, but it didn't happen. And honestly, for me, Gusto was bad today because he had a couple of chances when he could cross in the opposite box, but he passed backwards. It's crazy, I don't know. Moises Caicedo, as always, was the best player on the pitch. Jamie Giddens receives a minus from me. João Pedro. João Pedro received a red card, and it's the third red card in the third game in a row for Chelsea. I won't talk about disciplinary issues, but this is something that we should eliminate in the future because we better manage, not we, but any team better manages matches with full squad and not when you're lacking a couple of players. If we look at the match statistics, I find that 3 shots on target for the 90 minutes in a Benfica game is too low. Also, we see that we haven't had enough corner attempts, but the possession was over 50% as usual. All in all, I think that we needed this win against Benfica, and it was nice to see Jose Mourinho on the Stamford Bridge again. And I would like to continue the topic of Champions League, and let's look at the league stage of the previous season and see how many points does Chelsea need to proceed. So as we can see here, I think we should target for a place between 9th and 24th. So we can see that Chelsea should get from 12 to 15 points to proceed to the next stage of the Champions League. And now I would like to predict the results of the upcoming matches in Champions League. The easiest predictions. This should be a win for Chelsea. Also, the game against Paphos. A game against Ajax should also be a win. And even though Atalanta might be tough, we should win in this away game. And we are left with Barcelona and Napoli. Barcelona is a machine, but we are going to play on Stamford Bridge, which is a smaller stadium with a smaller pitch when Barcelona's players love speed and love wide pitches. So similarly to the times we have beaten Barcelona, they will lack the length and the width of the pitch. Definitely, but they are really fast and we don't have any fast center defenders. So even though it is painful for me to pronounce this, but we could probably lose to Barcelona. As for Napoli, they have Antonio Conte. We all know this coach, and overall Italian football is really defensive, and Napoli can score a quick goal and then get 5 men in the defensive line and form a low block, which Chelsea still needs to figure out how to break. So if I put here a loss for Chelsea, then what do we have? 0 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 0, 0, 3, 3. We have 15 points. 15 points should be enough to proceed to the next stage. However, it can also happen that Chelsea will have a draw in Italy, and then we have 13 points instead, which is a bit trickier but should be enough to advance to knockout phase. And we can see that Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid, that PSG, Manchester City, Juventus got a lot of losses but still managed to compete in the next stage of the Champions League. And now we will see what Champions League actually means for Chelsea. Because participation in Champions League brings you a lot of money that you can spend on new players. And as we can see, that Chelsea already received about 19 million euros and another 2 millions for the first win against Benfica. And Chelsea will receive a couple of millions if they end up being between the first and the 24th place in the final league table result. So let's have a look. We have 19 millions for participation. We predict to have 8 million for wins, plus around 1 million for a draw against Atalanta, plus 1 million if we proceed to the playoffs. And let's say a couple of millions for the final league position. And this pessimistic prediction brings us to 32 millions. But Chelsea can easily receive 30% more if they proceed to the round of 16. And now we are talking 43 million. And since we haven't found the front of shirt sponsor for the second season in a row, we will definitely need the money to keep moving forward and to strengthen our squad in the winter transfer window, for example. And now I would like to quickly talk about Carabao and FA Cups. As you can see, Carabao Cup winner receives only 100 grand of prize money, which is something Raheem Sterling receives for 2 days of training outside Cobham. The Carabao Cup is also not that prestigious when you win it because you only receive a UEFA Conference League place. FA Cup, on the other side, gives the winning team around £2 million and a Europa League qualification, which is not ideal for Chelsea again. All we strive for is Champions League. However, imagine winning one of those cups and getting Champions League football again for the next season and proceeding quite far in the Champions League. And such season for Chelsea is not terrible at all. And now I would like to predict the unpredictable. The current position for Chelsea is the 8th place after the loss to Brighton, and we already lack 7 points from Liverpool. And the upcoming features look really tough, especially in the second half of the season from February till the end of May. I will try to quickly predict the results and we will quickly count the points and analyze it. So the upcoming match is Chelsea against Liverpool, and it's great news for us that Alisson should be out with injury and Chelsea is playing at home. However, Trevor Chalobah has got a red card against Brighton and I simply don't know who is going to play in the defense. Also, Moises Caicedo is playing each and every game and we need to protect him because we cannot predict how long he will still be fit after this ridiculous number of matches. So Chelsea-Liverpool, I would go for a draw. I would be satisfied with this and it will give us 1 point. Nottingham Forest, Chelsea should win. At home against Sunderland, Chelsea should win. Tottenham away, we like playing against Tottenham, but they have Thomas Frank. Still, their performance is shaky. I would be satisfied with the draw away. Wolverhampton, Chelsea must win this. There is no doubt. Burnley, Chelsea must win this. Chelsea Arsenal at Stamford Bridge, I would be satisfied with the draw. Leeds Chelsea, it should be an easy win. Bournemouth Chelsea, I would give a win to Bournemouth, so 0 points for Chelsea. Chelsea Everton, Chelsea should win. Newcastle is always tough, even though they have sold Alexander Isak to Liverpool, but it's tough, but it's the end of December, it's the most packed month and the period around Christmas. So Chelsea could lose here. Aston Villa, Unai Emery, I would be satisfied with the draw. Chelsea Bournemouth. Chelsea should win at home. Manchester City. Let's pretend that Chelsea will lose this game. As you can see, I'm trying to be the most pessimistic I can, but yeah, Fulham Chelsea. Chelsea should win. Brentford. I would say there will be a draw. Crystal Palace. Man, Crystal Palace is tough. I think Chelsea could lose this game. West Ham. It doesn't matter whether it's Graham Potter or Espirito Santo, but Chelsea should win this game. Away at Wolverhampton, I would like Chelsea win this game and the next one and the next one against Burnley. Arsenal Chelsea. We haven't been so lucky at Emirates for the past couple of seasons, so I would say that it's a lost match for Chelsea. Aston Villa away. Let's make it a draw. Newcastle at home. It can be anything really, but let's give it a draw. Everton away. Let's have a win. Then two Manchesters are coming to Stamford Bridge. Manchester United, we should win. Manchester City, I don't know. I would be satisfied with a draw, I guess. Next is Brighton away, and at Stamford Bridge, they've beaten us with 3 similar goals. In this away match, I would expect Chelsea to lose. Nottingham Forest, Chelsea should win it. At Liverpool, we might probably lose it. Tottenham at Stamford Bridge. I don't know, it can be either a win or a draw. Let's give it a win to Chelsea. And then Sunderland away, the last day of the Premier League season, and I think Chelsea is going to win it. And we already have 8 so far. So I've received a total of 67 points. Let's see what 67 points could give you in the previous seasons. We are targeting the 5th place because now it gives Champions League spot for the next season. So Arsenal got 69 points. The next season, Liverpool got 67 points exactly. Tottenham was at 66. Then Newcastle United, 66. And Chelsea previous season 69. So it's about the same number of points as last season, and they should give us 5th place at least. At least let's hope so. So all in all, what do we have here? I think we can divide the season into the pessimistic prediction and optimistic prediction. Excuse my handwriting. So pessimistic would be no Carabao, no FA Cup win, 67 points in Premier League, which could give 5th or 6th place. And Champions League, we should definitely go to the knockout stages, but we can stay there. So, knockout stages. As for optimistic, I would say that there will be no FA Cup, but we could possibly win a Carabao one. I will draw a trophy here. Looks like Champions League, but no. We will have the same 67 Premier League points and hope that this gives us 5th place and hope that this gives us the 5th place and eventually Champions League spot. And in the Champions League, we could probably go as far as last of 16s or last of 8 phase. I don't see Chelsea going through to the semi-final or to the final. However, I would like Chelsea to prove me wrong. So these are my optimistic and pessimistic predictions about the Chelsea season. And what do you think? Leave comments below. Do you think I'm delusional or what? Or do you think we're going to win everything, including Champions League and the Premier League? Let me know your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to have an opportunity to win this Cole Palmer figure. See you in the next one.